Welcome back to Thai Horror Story. Tonight, we dare to step into the legend. You are about to hear is born from one of Thailand's darkest historical moments. The political unrest and brutal crackdown of October 6, 1976. In the halls of Thammasat University's Prachan campus, a story has been whispered among students for generations. Amidst the chaos and the gunfire that morning, a group of students desperately sought refuge in an elevator within the liberal arts building, hoping for a temporary shield from the bullets tearing through the field. But when the elevator doors opened, soldiers were waiting. They opened fire instantly. Screams and gunshots echoed through the building until silence fell, leaving blood to flow and stain all four walls. They say that no matter how many times the lift was cleaned, the deep crimson marks could never be scrubbed away. The university, defeated, was forced to paint the entire interior a deep blood red to cover the gruesome evidence. And thus, the red elevator legend was born. People believe the souls of those students are still trapped inside. Some claim to feel faint breaths near their ear, though they are alone. Others hear weeping or frantic knocking. But the most horrifying tales suggest that every time the university attempts to change the elevator's color, the blood red seeps back through the paint, as if the very essence of death refuses to be erased. Tonight, in this podcast, I will tell the red elevator's most terrifying version, merging real legend with chilling local folklore. This story takes us down to a non-existent floor, where a second-year student confronts something that should never exist in the world of the living. Prepare yourself, because when the red elevator doors close, the sound of your own heart will become your only companion. The call of the lift in the storm. The drops of water splashing from the gutter sound like faint knocking from another world. Palm, a second-year political science student at Thammasat's Prachan campus, let out a long sigh. It was the heaviest rain in months, and he was stuck in the dome building, finishing a group assignment due the next morning. His phone screen read 22:41 p.m. "Hey, you guys go home. I'll clear up," Palm told his two friends in the old classroom on the 5th floor. "Are you sure? I think the guard locks the building at 11 p.m., one friend replied. "I'll just call the guard. I won't be long. Just need to print the report and take the lift down." The friends laughed and quickly left, leaving behind only the rain and the rhythmic flicker of the old fluorescent lights. Tick, tick, tick. The flickering lights in the dome building were common at night, but tonight something felt off. Every time the light briefly died, the reflection in the window seemed to show someone else standing just behind him. Palm whipped his head around. Nothing. Only the shadows of stacked wooden chairs. "Don't overthink it," he told himself, quickly packing his bag. When he reached the elevator bank, he saw a small sign above the call button. "Elevator temporarily out of service after 10:30 p.m. Please use the stairs." Yet, the lift itself glowed with a bright red light from within. The doors slowly slid open with a chilling ding that sent shivers down his spine. The entire interior was a deep crimson, red like dried blood caked onto the walls. The guard didn't turn off the light?" Palm muttered, but there was no reply. The rain still hammered outside. The thunder that followed was like a warning not to enter. But Palm stepped in anyway. The moment the doors shut, the thunder outside stopped completely. The whole world seemed to go silent. No rain, no wind, only the frantic thump, thump, thump of his own heart. He pressed G for the ground floor. The lift shuddered slightly, but the floor number didn't move. Come on. He pressed it again. This time, the G button turned a blood-red color. The light inside the lift began to flicker faster. Tick, 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 tick. Then, the floor indicator changed from 5 to B, the basement. The dome building had no basement. No way. Palm's heart pounded. What the hell is going on? He frantically slammed the open door button, but the lift accelerated downwards like a free fall. The sound of grinding metal was deafening. And just as the light went out completely, he heard a whisper right next to his ear. "Why did you come back?" The voice was a woman's, hoarse but clear in the pitch black. Palm gasped and fumbled for the emergency button, but the lift violently shook, sending him crashing to the floor. When everything stopped, it felt like an eternity had passed. The light flickered back on, but the sight before him turned his blood to ice. The elevator floor was covered in streaks of dried blood, splattered as if someone had been violently dragged toward the door. And in the corner lay a pair of small women's leather student shoes. A dark, viscous liquid dripped slowly from them. The metallic, foul smell of rot and blood filled the air, making him gag. The lift doors slowly opened with another cold ding, but instead of the ground floor lobby, outside was a narrow, dark corridor. The concrete walls were wet and stained, and a single fluorescent tube flickered on and off. It was no floor of the dome building he recognized. Palm hesitated, but his fear was quickly overshadowed by sheer curiosity. He peeked out and was hit by the stench of decay mixed with rust. His body shook. He wanted to run back into the lift, but when he turned, the doors were already shut. Ding! The call bell rang again, and this time the floor indicator displayed the number 6. The dome building only had 5 floors. Palm realized this was not just a broken elevator. He was in a place he shouldn't be. A faint red glow emanated from the end of the corridor. Palm walked slowly, the splosh, splosh of his wet shoes echoing loudly. The rhythm of the sound began to increase slightly. He realized he was not alone. Someone else was walking behind him. Palm spun around quickly. No one, but a low, chilling chuckle drifted down the hallway. "He is back." The voice seemed to come from everywhere. He ran. He sprinted down the corridor toward a large steel door that looked like a bunker entrance. Faint old letters marked the door. Elevator control room. Keep out. He shoved the door open without thinking. The room was dark, lit only by a flashing red emergency lamp. In the center sat an old elevator control panel, tangled with wires. And on the floor lay a tattered female student uniform. The white shirt was stained with blood. The black pleated skirt was crumpled, as if dragged across the ground. Above the shirt was a rusty name tag. The letters were barely visible, but clear enough to read. Kamonchanok. Palm's heart stopped. He knew that name. In his first year, he'd heard the tragic legend of the red elevator ghost, the story of a student named Kamonchanok who supposedly died in the dome lift over a decade ago. Rumors said she was murdered late one night while working alone. Her blood had drenched the walls, earning the lift its terrifying name. Since then, anyone using the lift after 11 p.m. would never reach the floor they pressed. Palm backed away, but his foot tripped over something. He looked down. It was a woman's head, long hair soaking wet, eyes wide open, staring straight at him. Ah! His scream echoed through the building. The control panel exploded with a bang, and all the lights died. Darkness consumed everything. The guardian of the infinity floor Palm's scream was swallowed by the cold, suffocating darkness. He tried to move, but the darkness was thick, like liquid. The metallic smell of blood burned his nostrils. He heard dripping just above his head. He groped for an exit. His fingers touched something sticky, warm, and he knew instantly it was not water. Palm recoiled, trying to stand, but something cold and damp gripped his wrist tightly. "Don't go." The whisper was faint but clear in the darkness. The same woman's voice from the lift. Who is there?" he yelled. The only answer was slow, measured breathing right by his ear. "Stay with me, can you?" Suddenly, the red emergency light flickered back on. The sight before him froze his blood. The girl in the white and black student uniform stood before him. Her face was pale, streaked with tears and dried blood. Her lips trembled as she whispered his name. "Palm. How do you know my name?" he stammered, backing into the wall. She didn't answer, only slowly extended a pale, scarred hand toward his face. "Help me. He is still in there." Who is in there?" The girl hesitated, her lips quivering again before she spoke barely above a breath. "The elevator, 6th floor." The moment she finished speaking, a chilling ding echoed through the room. The red elevator door behind her slowly opened again, even though it shouldn't have been there. A blast of cold air rushed out. The number 6 on the floor indicator glowed a deep, fresh blood red. The girl turned back to him, her eyes pleading, "Don't leave me here again." Before Palm could speak, her body began to shake violently. The skin on her cheek tore open. Dark blood oozed out. Her eyes rolled back to pure white, and she lunged at him. "Ah!" Palm threw his hands up. Her body dissolved into a plume of black smoke that shot into the lift wall. When the silence returned, he looked around. The control room was gone. He was back in the old hallway of the dome building. The red elevator doors were still open. The number 6 flashed relentlessly. He knew he should run, but her voice echoed in his mind. "Help me. He is still in there." Hesitantly, fear mixed with a desperate urge to help, he stepped back into the elevator. The doors shut without him pressing a button. This time, there was no grinding noise, no movement, only his own shadow reflected on the dark red metal. And when he looked closer, he saw that the reflection didn't move with him. Palm moved his right arm. The reflection moved its left. He turned his head. The reflection stared straight ahead. And it looked at him with a strange, unnerving smile. Ding! The floor announcement sounded again. Floor 6, the infinity floor, the guard's legacy. The door opened, revealing a long, dark hall. The ceiling was low, the air thick with mildew and rust. He stepped out. Neon lights flickered on, one by one, revealing the path ahead. The walls were covered in hundreds of photos of the same female student, Kamonchanok. Some smiling, some crying, some with blood smeared on their faces. Below each photo was a shaky date: August 3rd, 2009, August 4th, 2009, up to August 5th, 2009. The day she died. He walked toward a slightly ajar door at the end of the hall. Inside, a metal table held old documents and a rusty cassette tape recorder. A paper note read, "Accident report, dome lift, deceased, Kamonchanok Aswakul." With trembling hands, he pressed play. A man's voice, raspy like an old guard's, came on. Incident report, August 5th, 2009, 11:47 p.m. Found female student deceased in the lift on the 5th floor of the dome building. Body crushed by the lift mechanism. Assumed immediate death. Signs of struggle found, but no suspect identified. CCTV data partially corrupted. Prior to the incident, the lift system reported detecting a signal from floor 6, which does not exist in the building structure. The tape went silent. Then a woman's voice cut in. "Help me, he is still in there." The tape died instantly. He. Who was it? Ding! The call bell rang again from behind. The red elevator was open. A shadowy female figure stood inside. "Come with me," she whispered. He stumbled backward, hitting the floor. He looked up. The girl in the white and black uniform was standing right over him. Blood ran down her cheek, her hair tangled. Her face was sorrowful, yet pleading. "I didn't kill myself. He killed me." "Who?" Palm demanded, his voice shaking. She slowly looked up, her eyes turning a vibrant red. "He is in the lift, waiting on the non-existent floor." Ding! The lift display changed from 6 to infinity. Before Palm could react, her cold hands grabbed his collar. The entire lift structure shook violently. He was pulled, screaming, into the cabin. The doors slammed shut. Epilogue. The infinity loop. Palm doesn't know how long it's been, but he is alive. The lift light is still red, but there are no buttons, no floor numbers, and no doors, just 4 walls. On the floor is a tape recorder, already playing. This is the infinity floor, the point where the line between the living and the dead overlaps. Anyone who calls the lift after 11 p.m. will be brought here to hear the story that has no ending. The voice is not the girl's, but a man's, the rough voice of the guard from the report. Kamonchanok wouldn't leave. She wanted a replacement. She chose to wait. And you, second-year boy, you pressed the button when you shouldn't have. Now you have to stay here for her, second-year boy. The recording stops. A loud knocking comes from outside the elevator wall. Knock, knock, knock. Slow, heavy. Palm whispers, "Who is it?" The knocking answers, followed by a dry, rasping laugh. Open up. The lift hasn't reached your floor yet. The lift wall slowly parts, revealing a dim corridor. The ceiling is low. The air is stale. He looks at the doors lining the hallway, numbered from 601 to 619. But at the very end, there is one marked 000. Elevator System Supervisor. He runs toward it, opens the door, and sees a man in a guard's uniform on a monitor screen. In his hand, a steel hammer. Blood stains his sleeves. The monitor speaks, its voice cracking. "Second-year boy, you should never have come down here. I've been waiting here for a long time." No one gets back up. The screens flicker and change. Now, every screen shows the same image. Palm, bleeding from his eyes, mouth wide open in a silent scream, collapsing next to the desk. The guard's voice chuckles. She wouldn't leave. She wanted someone to take her place. And now you are here. Palm collapses, his hands bloody. He sees one last tape recorder on the floor. A note next to it reads, "To leave this place, you must record the sound of your own death." He opens the recorder. He knows he can't escape. He speaks into the static. The non-existent day. "I'm Palm, second-year student. I'm in the red elevator. I saw the dead. I don't think I'll make it. But if anyone hears this tape, never use the lift after 11 p.m. Before he can finish, a cold hand rests on his shoulder. It is Kamonchanok. "Don't be afraid. I'm with you now." She presses stop. The lift starts to move. The red light slowly fades to white. The doors open. The ground floor lobby. The rain has stopped. The clock reads 00:01 a.m. Palm walks out, dazed and shaking. He looks at his phone. No signal, no time, just a single flashing number. Infinity. He is out. He is alive. But the red elevator has claimed its price. He is now a visitor in a world that can never truly touch him again. And in the dark heart of the dome building, the infinity floor waits for the next lonely student to press the button.